Hello, this is Greg Myers, and this is my video to talk a little bit about how I try to make my home a little more sustainable. One of the things that I do for sustainability is probably a little unconventional. I maintain a worm bin and do worm composting. Here I can show you. So this is my worm bin. It has several layers to it. Each one of these layers has bedding in it for the worms, and they sit on top. There's mesh underneath, and this is the spigot where the worm tea comes out at the bottom. But you see on the top there's a nice lid, and here there's just, you see, shredded up papers, newspapers, and mail. I have a shredder that I run all of our mail through, and then inside of the paper I use this trowel tool, and I bury our vegetable type garbage in there. Any rotten fruit, leftover scrap vegetables from making a salad, any kind of stuff, that plant matter garbage that we would normally put in our compost bin, or a lot of people just throw them away. Well, we don't. We put them in here as food for the worms. And I'll pause you just one moment, and then I will go take a look at what the worms look like. So here you can see I've taken off the top two tiers, and this is just the bottom tier of the worm bin. And you can see there's a couple of the worms wiggling around in there. That's why they call these red wigglers. These are not earthworms, and they don't really survive well in the area of Pennsylvania where I live on their own. Now you can see in this layer, which is the oldest layer, there's a lot more brown material than there is the white papers, and that's the worm castings. Now worm castings are the best fertilizer you can use for your house plants and your garden and your lawn and whatever. You can't even buy fertilizer that's this good. It's so concentrated. You only need just a tiny little bit, and it really goes a long way. One of the common misconceptions with worm composting is people think it stinks, and that's why they don't want to do it. Well, I keep this in my house, and as long as you don't put any like meat type or bone products in there, any leftover scraps like that, something that might go rancid, it really doesn't smell at all. I have a compost bin outside too that doesn't smell at all, and it's all just plant matter. It actually starts to kind of smell kind of earthy once it really starts to compost down. So don't let that stop you. And if you're interested in learning more about worm composting, I can share the book that I learned from. It's called Worms Eat My Garbage by Mary Applehoff. This book's been around for several years. It's available on Amazon.com, and it is the definitive guide to everything you want to know about worms and worm composting. It even has plans if you wish to build your own bin. My bin I purchased. It's made out of recycled plastic, but you can build your own if you want, if you're that kind of handy of a person. And this is Greg Myers, and this is how I try to keep my home a little more sustainable. Thanks.